might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Friday, November 24th, 2023, the day after Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful and amazing Thanksgiving. This is the morning show, Koffee and Kata. I am your host, Tech Coach Ralph. And so you can remember that, let's go ahead and put this up right here. Boom, there we go. Where we are engineered to win. This is the morning show where we just look over some news stories and we do some coding challenges to get our minds stimulated. Most likely a lot of you guys have the day off, but we continue to work. We continue to put in our training. No days off from training to get better, so that when we are in the game, we can perform well. So that's why we're here, and we are going to continue with what we normally do. First, look out for, I just scheduled the premiere of the Bug Bite episode coming out about a Samsung data breach it was a year-long data breach that took place in 2019 to 2020, but it was just recently discovered earlier this year. So check that out. And, we have our Terraform on Sunday. We did our Dockerizing and Express app yesterday. So definitely want to check that out. So much great information in there. We don't go too long in the introductions in the morning show, because it's usually before work. Now, there's most likely you don't have work today. Maybe some of you do, but we'll work today. Maybe we'll go a little bit longer, because I do want to finish Dockerizing or adding the health check to the rock paper scissors challenge. And then I want to, maybe we'll get into some of the Git challenge a little bit more, we'll see. So we will find out what we're going to do. And oh my goodness, this guy's up early. We already have our good friend Socks in the building. Before I even do that, let's go with, I'm going to turn the volume off on this because I don't want to give Socks a heart attack this early. We need him, so. Good morning, Socks. He says, got turkey on the body and success on the brain. Socks,
I appreciate you
for being up this early. I saw those food pictures from yesterday. Amazing, we might have that tech kitchen show coming soon. Who knows, So, but yeah, I appreciate you being here this early, and happy Thanksgiving to you, Socks. All right. So let's get into our news stories real quick. All right. Let's put our timer up for that. And have our 5 minutes on the clock. And let's go to the first news. Oh my goodness, what's going on with my camera? Hold on. There we go. All right. So the first news story, let's start our timer. NFL and NHL fans take Funflation hit. Demand for Taylor Swift and Beyonce concert tickets helped the buzzword Funflation, the soaring cost of having fun, catch on. But the higher price phenomenon is most glaring in pro sports. CNBC reports it notes that sporting event admission prices spiked 25.1% this October compared to a year earlier, the most out of several hundred categories the Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks. Some of the jump has been attributed to the Messi effect. Soccer superstar Lionel Messi moved to the U.S., but CNBC notes that NFL and NHL ticket prices have doubled, while NBA ticket shot up 60%. And guess what? The arenas, the stadiums, whatever you call them, are still packed. Yet, when we go on LinkedIn, we just scroll through, we're seeing all these people who are talking about, we have all the open to work tags, and we have all the, people complaining about companies and their hiring practices, which we'll probably get into on Monday on the Kind of Conversation show, right? But it's just interesting that somehow we always find a way to have fun, even when we are in our worst situations. It is what it is. All right, let's jump into our next one. Corporate America's profit surge. Corporate America is on stronger financial footing as the so-called earnings recession comes to an end. In the most recent financial quarter, which ended last week, earnings for S&P 500 companies rose 5.6% compared to a year ago, reported Axios. The consumer discretionary sector, consisting of companies that sell non-essential goods and services, was particularly strong in the latest quarter, beating expectations with per share profits jumps of more than 40%. The earnings recession trend, defined as 2 straight quarters of failing profits, began in the final quarter of 2022 and continued through the first half of this year. So, this can be interpreted in two ways. By one side, I might say, it's all about profits and corporations and profits and stuff like that. I see it slightly different. I am happy to see that corporations are surging in their profits, because what that will lead to, or what that should lead to, is reinvesting in their companies, which means there's more hiring, more people getting, opportunities, more jobs and everything like that. So that is when I read this is what I see, because it doesn't really make sense to just take the profits and just store them in a bank account. You need to have some runway, but I see that it's going to lead to more opportunities, more growth, more opportunities, more innovation, more development, which means there's going to be more engineers hired, more QAs hired, more site reliability engineers, more identity and access management engineers, more DevOps engineers. So I see there is tons of opportunity by this news. When things are going down, that's when we start seeing a lot of layoffs and people start to go in a frenzy, right? So I see this as a good thing. All right. So let's get into our next one. Experience economy, jobs plentiful. And I have never heard of experience economy before, so let's look into it together. Those looking to begin or reinvent their careers over the next decade may want to focus on the experience economy, writes Business Insider. As record revenue at companies such as Disney attests, millennials and Gen Zers want to do things, not buy things. Okay. Over the next 10 years, this will translate into new jobs. The leisure and hospitality sector, for instance, is expected to add about 351,000 jobs in the next decade, including a 20% increase in jobs for cooks and a 4.2% spike in jobs for entertainment attendants. So, at least that if everything goes wrong in tech, Socks and I have a fallback plan, because we can start our own cooking thing where we smoke and all types, we make all types of food, So we have that going for us. But it's interesting. It's interesting. It's going back, I don't know. This is experience economy. I was not expecting to get this out of the article, but it's interesting that do things, not buy things. I think a lot of people still like to do things. 'Cause you always hear about, oh, travel, travel, travel. I remember one time I was at something where someone was trying to tell me some travel pyramid scheme, and he was like, "Don't you like to travel?" I'm like, "No," and they looked at me like I was weird. But hey, um, you guys see how I am. I'm about to work, so it is what it is. And let's see what our good friend Socks has to say. Is that like experimental marketing? If if it is, it's like the sampling brand ambassador gig. I worked in that sector before. I don't know. It's because the way that I read it, right? It's like let's say the Salt Bay restaurant, like steakhouse, or I don't even know the real name of it, right? But it's like, oh, if it costs $1,000 to go to that restaurant for the experience, then I want to go and do that versus I want to go and buy some Jordans or something. I don't know. I'm just putting the two things together, but that's how I read it as, going to experience something. I want to backpack through Europe or something like that, versus I want to buy a fancy car, that's how I contrast the two of to do things and not buy things. But to do these things, you also have to buy things. So I don't know. I don't know. I think they just needed to write something. So it was probably a slow news day on Thanksgiving the day after. So who knows, right? And let's jump into our last one real quick. Remote work extends holiday travel. Americans are traveling for longer periods this Thanksgiving as remote work reshapes holiday norms, Axios reports, with many workers now given the flexibility to work away from the office for longer. Some are leaving earlier and returning later to avoid peak travel periods, while AAA says the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after remain the busiest travel days. Many are starting their journeys earlier or returning later. TSA screened 2.7 million passengers last Friday versus 2 million on the same Friday before the holiday in 2019. This Thanksgiving travel period is forecast to be the busiest in years, with over 55.4 million people expected to travel by road and air, AAA says, right? And just to end this right quick, right? Um, here's I don't know, maybe it's me, right? Maybe it's just me, but and maybe I scroll through LinkedIn too much, but we find like I keep reading about layoffs and how hard it is to get jobs and all this thing, but we still find a way to travel, and it's the busiest in years. It's you know, I'll tell you, if I needed a job or when I needed a job, that was like what I worked on 22 hours out of the day, right? Took 1 hour to go training to you know get some physical activity and stuff like that. But I was focused, right? So what takes a lot of people 3 months, 6 months, a year to land, I try to land it in, and I did land it in less than a month, right? So I don't know. Sometimes I know, like my friend Gina said, we prioritize what's important to us. So with that being said, that is our news topics for today, and we are going to get into finishing up our chaos camp. We're gonna finish up our chaos camp, adding the health check page and putting in Docker. So we already add the health check page, right? So I'll show you what I did. Let's put on. I'm gonna put on 25 minutes for this part, and then we'll see how we feel after that, and maybe we'll do a little bit of Git challenge, right? So let's go to our 25 minutes, and I'm gonna go over to the other screen over here. All right, cool. Camera's still working. All right, and let's take a quick coffee break, right? All right. So, on Wednesday, we added the. I hate seeing these little yellow squiggly lines. All right, cool. We added the health check, right? And when we tried to start it up with Docker, we built our Docker image and we're getting an error, right? But which I wasn't quite sure why. But let's go ahead and let's try our Docker build one more time. So if I go here and let's go to, I think he has it in the README file. So let's go here because I do want to push this up to like open a pull request so that we can get it reviewed and hopefully merged by our good friend Don. Not sure why the README file isn't open, but let's try that again. Okay. And so copy this line. And we are going to get that started. So we're building the Docker file and we are installing the requirements file. And we kind of did this yesterday, but for Express, right? So so if you tuned in yesterday, you'd be a little bit familiar with what's going on right now. And we did this on Wednesday too. But we have our Docker image built, and now we want to start it up. So right now I'm doing the command to list the containers, but I want to this is the wrong project. That's why. All right, cool. So let's that was smart. All right, let's go to which project is it? Hold on a second. Oh, that's why. I'm in the wrong. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, okay, I see what happened. All right, Docker. Okay, so Docker images. Open up the wrong README file. That's what I did. Let's see, Docker images, and we want to grep the web, and so we'll have to rebuild this when we do the web one. But let's say Docker images. Let's see what's the delete command for this. What's the command for deleting the image? Docker delete. Hold on. Let me look it up. I never remember, like, that's the thing, so many commands. It's so hard to remember all of them. So it is Docker image RM. And the funny thing is we did that yesterday, right? But I do not remember all these commands because there's so many. Like, imagine if you have to remember the commands for Docker, for Terraform, for Linux, for all of these. Well, you can just Google search it. All right, cool. So let's build this over again. Where's our rock, paper, scissors? All right, so we need this one. All right, cool. So we have that built, and we are going to run this, right? So when we ran it last time, we were getting an error that we were getting an error when trying to start it up, but we're gonna run it non-detached so we can see what goes on when it's trying to start up. And when it tries to start up, it is going to be running UVcorn main app on this host port 8080. All right, so let's see what happens. So UVcorn is running on port 8080. Let's copy that. And we're going to go over to the other window to see what happens. And funny thing, watch it. If it works, and it's going to be annoying, right? But at least it works. So let's go here and let's go to health check. So it's funny and it's sad at the same time because on Wednesday when we were trying to get the health check to load up, we were getting issues, but now all of a sudden it wants to work just fine and dandy. What did I do? So I think the only thing I did, because I got it to work locally, right? But the only thing I really did, because um, I didn't have Uvicorn imported here, and I thought that was a problem. But I did have it here. I was able to start it up locally, right? So let's do this real quick. Let's look at the local history of this file, right? And if we, so this is from this morning. So we ended the show around maybe around this time, right? On Wednesday. Actually, I'm on this screen actually. So let's look at the history, right? I ended this show maybe around like 8:04 or something, right? And it was failing. Um, let's see. So we moved this around. I don't know if I did that before the show ended or after. Let's see. I don't know. But at some point, this was lower on the page. But so let's keep looking through it. I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly because this is just the code to add the health check. There's nothing else on there that was different. Let's keep looking. Maybe that class was rogue. I don't know. Yeah, it used to be down here. Yeah, it used to be down here, and then we moved it to the top, or the current one is on the top. And we're putting it together. Still down here. And then I moved it to the top. I don't know. There was at one point I added, because I was getting an error that UVcorn wasn't added, but I added it. This is when I added it so that I could run it locally, but it was already on the bottom. It just didn't have the package installed, right? So, but then I removed it again. I don't know. I moved down here, but I removed it again, and it was here. So I'm not really sure why it wasn't starting on Docker, but it is now. So that's the most important thing. So what we can do is let's go ahead and run this test right here, right? And if that passes, then we are going to open up our pull request. Um, Let's see here. Mm, I think we're good for now, right? I think we are good for now. Let's see. Let's take a look at our other tests. Oh, it's in another branch. So that's cool. So let's say if we go ahead and we run this, and our health check passes, right? Uh, and that's connecting to Docker. So I think we're good. I don't have the application running, so I think we're good, right? I think we are good. So with that being said, if we were to shut down our Docker container, right? Gotta do it from another terminal. What was the name that we gave it again? So we do guess what? Something's not right. Docker PS. Oh, because that's my bad. The name of the container is not Docker PS. It is, what is the name of it? This one. 6 minutes. Yep, this one. Because we didn't specify a name for it, so that's why it created its own name. And if we were to take this one right here, this running. Is this running? Um, I wonder if this is actually running. Let's see. Let's see if this is actually running. Docker log. Docker logs. So if I stop that, if we go here. So let's see, we do Docker stop this and Docker start that. And now Docker logs. So this says that it's running. Let's see if that's the case. I don't think so. I don't know what's going on with that container. Let's see. One second here. Something is weird. Let's see. If I go to this one. Huh. So somehow this got assigned its own port. Oops. Typo. That is so weird. I don't know what happened with this one. There must have been something that we missed. Because the reason I tried that port is, oh, you didn't see the port, but I tried 49358 because it was, I just noticed that this port was being mapped to this one over here, but I know I wouldn't put this crazy port like this, but maybe Maybe when I started it, I didn't put this right here. I don't know. This is weird, but I must have missed something when I was starting it up last time. Let's see something. History, grep, and we're gonna go with TCR rock paper scissors. I don't have many logs on that. Anyways, whatever. We'll leave it as that, right? So let's go ahead and let's push this up. This is done. This is done. And I want to say in the README file for tests the application is up and running. Let's go to edit mode or side by side mode. And I'm going to say here API endpoint. I'm going to add another one for the most important. I don't know. I'll put it after, and based on what we decide afterwards, we can. So we'll say here. We'll say get health. And we'll say here, there's no request payload for that. Let's say response. And then we take that off. And we go here. And we'll say JSON. And we will paste in the status code of OK. And we'll say in here, response status code is 200. And for here, I'll say, what is the response status code that we get for, what's the response status code that we get when we, oh, this has to go above. I think it's 202 for post. Let's confirm that real quick. Let's go to our Talend browser. And if we do this, oh, so that's not gonna work. And that's why that's why it wasn't working last time, because it was on a different port, right? So that is totally my bad. But we can use this crazy port. I know I must have not set up the port or something for that to happen. I don't know how that happened, but here we go. And if we do go to history and we go to play and we do that, it's a 200. Let's do a quick Google search. Should post response be 200 or 202? I did not know that. Interesting. With a 200 code, you know for sure that the request was accepted and processed. However, with a 202 indicates that while the request was accepted, the processing has not been completed or has not even started yet. That I'm gonna drop this link in the chat. This is amazing information, and we will review that one of these days. Maybe that'll be our next topic of maybe that's our next topic of software explorations for next week, right? For APIs, what do status codes mean? Because what I was about to do was, if it should have been a 202, I would have made a recommendation into our, because as a Q engineer, you also have to look at those too, right? You have to look at what is are you using the right response codes, right? Is it, so this one, it is being processed, so we're going with a 200, but if it wasn't, then we'd go with a 202, and I've been doing like QA for 15 years, been testing APIs for like 10 years. But I should have took the time to look more into that, but it never dawned on me that the different reasons for the code. So here we go. Thank you so much to Chaos Camp for that, right?
I appreciate you.
All right, so here we are. Let's take a look at how this looks. Response status code, because I think it's good to put the response status code, because we need to have the expectations, right? So here we go. There we go. So we are going to go and push this up to our good friend Don. So get status. And what? Oh, CD rock. Hold on. Should be in this one. Get status. And let's add this right here to our get ignore. Here's our get ignore. I'll just leave it out for now. Not sure why there's not a get ignore in there, but it's okay. Or I'll just add it. Whatever. We'll just leave that. We'll figure that out later. All right. So get status, and we say get commit main.py test API test health check. Right. And we are going to the message added health check. And updated and test for the health check. Also updated read me in the documentation with health check information and status or health check endpoint. And status code for play. Right? Because here's the thing, right? Although this is a challenge from Chaos Camp, I look at it as well, not that I look at it as, what it is to me is software that I'm testing, right? And software that we're building. So I want to make it the best possible. I'm not going to just be focusing on one aspect of it, right? I'm focused on, all right, what can we do to make this the best user experience? Like if people want to integrate into our API, what is the best outcome for it, right? So I'm not only looking at it like, oh, I'm only going to be testing it, and the challenge is I need to come up with these things. Like, no, the challenge is how can we make this the best experience for our customers, for the other APIs that are integrating with us if someone wants to build a front end for it. So that's why I'm adding this health check stuff. That's why I'm updating the README. It's not just about going step by step by step and say, okay, I validated this, I validated that, I validated that. No, we're gonna do that, but we also want to be providing the best experience possible. Okay, so that's why we are going to be committing that, and now we want to push this up to. We want to push this up. Let's see if that's gonna work. Let's see. Yeah. Why it's still in blue though? That ain't gonna work. Get add readme or get commit. All right. Okay, cool. Here we go. Close that out. And now if we do a get push, it should push this up. And we're going to do it as this one, this one.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to, who is this? Shout out to LaFell Lasso. I truly do appreciate you. Thank you for being the latest subscriber to the Tech Coach Ralph channel. You are in for a treat. We're going to be doing some amazing things. Let's see why this failed. Let's see. 403. Are you serious? What's going on, Don? Let me see. Let me see what's going on. So now you're gonna see us navigate GitHub a little bit, right? Because I deserve access to this repo. All right, let's see. We are going to we're like so many like this is very, very good stuff that you're seeing here, right? I am so happy I have a little bit more time today because we're gonna finish this pull request, right? Maybe we won't get into the Git challenge, but we're gonna finish this pull request, or maybe not because we might not have access to it, right? Let's see here. So I commented last week. I'm trying to go to this branch. Let's see. Let's see. Rock, paper, scissors challenge. And let's see. Or here's what we're going to do. Maybe. I think I should be able to push it to this one, but maybe I'm not. So I could push it to mine, I suppose. And then do a pull request from there. These are the aspects of Git that I'm not too familiar with. Right, so let's do this. If Dawn is holding off access for now, let's say we do push. We want to push this. Let me see. Can I push it to mine though? And So that's gonna give us an error. So let's do wait, let's do this. Let's do this. So we do create a pull request. How about we do that? Let's say create a pull request. And we're gonna go here. And see, I never used this before. I never did the pull request this way before. Let's see, change repository account. Now what? We got that. We got that. So where we do this. And you see how this is so this is part of the identity and access management engineering, right? So can't load data from GitHub, although you appear to have correct authorization credentials, right? Correct authorization credentials. The Chaos Camp organization has enabled OAuth app access restrictions, meaning that data access to third parties are limited. For more information on these restrictions, including how to enable this app, visit this, right? So let me see. Let's see what else we could do. New pull requests. All right, so I think we're gonna have to wait to get access to this from Don. And maybe I'll have him create some maybe we'll create some GitHub actions that like restrict merging into main until the pull request is accepted. That way we can get contributors to this, you know. Let's see, we're over here. Let's see. Oh, there's docs. I forgot there were docs too, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. So what we'll do is I'll talk to Don and I'll see, okay, what's going to be the best way to create this, to submit this code, right? Or let's see, create GitHub pull request from one GitHub repository account to another. Let's try that one. Create a pull, confirm that your branch in the base drop down menu will attach, create pull request. I don't know. Not sure. I'm not sure if that's actually possible. Collaborate with browser. You can do this. Well, we don't have to figure this out now. The good thing is we got the Docker to work. So let's go here. And so I'm gonna consider that as success. Once we get access or figure out how we're going to create this pull request, we will do that and we will submit this pull request to Don, and then any feedback that he gives, we'll fix that, and we'll continue with the challenge, right? But now we know that we have, at least on our own local Docker image, we have an endpoint for the health check to verify that the app is up and running, and then we will continue adding the tests for the different like gameplay and everything like that. We'll create some type of matrix to see what are the different options, and then we will and then we'll do the random test and go from there, right? So let's so we're wrapping up this part, right? And what time is it now? It is 8:10. I think we could probably do a little bit of Git for like 10 minutes, right? Let's go to, yeah, let's do that. We'll do the Git for like 10 minutes, right? But I am happy that you came along and saw how you saw part of the development process, right? Early in the morning, Friday after Thanksgiving, everybody's out and about, um, spending all the money that they don't necessarily have at the moment to shop for people who they don't really necessarily care about, and that the stuff they're buying is probably not going to be used after 2 weeks of using them. So, but we're here, we're working, and we had Socks in the building. We had our latest subscriber,
I appreciate you.
LaFell, in the building. Shout out to you. Getting this work in on the day after Thanksgiving, early Friday morning. We are engineered to win as always. All right. So let's let's do 15 minutes, right? We'll throw on a 15 minutes. Let's see, where do I have? All right, there it goes. 15 minutes, right? Let's do that. And we shall get into our GitHub challenge. And I'll just drop the link for GitHub challenge in the chat as well, in case anybody wants to follow along. All right, so that's the learngitbranching.org. Cool site. All right, so let's go over to the screen. All right, where are we at on this? All right, so we kind of got stuck last time, to be honest with you, because trying to figure out this the references and stuff. So I'm gonna go through it again, right? Because that one was a bit complicated. So moving around in Git, before we get to some of the more advanced features of Git, this felt pretty advanced to me. Jesus Christ. Talk about taking a cheap shot at us, It's important to understand different ways to move through the commit tree that represents your project. Once you're comfortable moving around, your powers with other Git commands will be amplified. Shout out to that. That's what we want. We want amplified powers with Git commands. All right, so head. First, we have to talk about head. Head is the symbolic name for the current checked out commit. Current checked out. So if I do checkout development, right? That's going to be the head for the current checked out commit of the commit. So if I do a git reset head, it should take me back to how it was when I checked it out, because it is the name of the currently checked out commit. It's essentially what commit you're working on top of. Head always points to the most recent commit, which is reflected in the working tree. Most Git commands which make changes to the working tree will start by changing head. Normally, head points to a branch name like bugfix. When you commit, the status of bugfix is altered, and this change is visible through head. So when you commit, that's when head is going to be altered. But until then, you're just working. It's like the code is just on your local computer. It's not committed to anything. It's just on your local computer, right? So if you need to go back, if you want to go back to how it was when you checked it out, you would probably do either git checkout head or git reset head. I don't know, something like that, right? But we'll figure it out. So let's see this in action. Here we will reveal head before and after a commit. So git checkout C1, that should make head, right? Git checkout main, that should make head again. Then git commit. So if you commit main, so now the new commit of main is going to be head, and then git checkout to C2, then that I suppose would be head, right? That's how I'm understanding it, but let's see if that's the case. So C1 is head, and then so let's do that again. So it's kind of fast. So head is C1, git checkout commit main. Oh, let's read that again. So git checkout C1. So you didn't commit C1, but it was head. I wonder why they don't tell you what main is, though. All right, let's go. Kind of confusing, but detaching head. Detaching head means attaching it to a commit instead of to a branch. Detaching it means attaching it to a commit. So head main C1. All right, so let's say git checkout C1. So detaching head just means attaching it to a commit instead of a branch. This is what it looks like. So let's reset the animation. So git checkout C1, right? So you check out C1, and now C1 is your head of, all right. And now head equals C1. But that doesn't look like it was detached. Oh, so C1 is for commit. Okay, so it's not a branch. It's just okay. That's what confused me, right? So they're using C1. Okay, C1 is the commit. Detaching just means attaching it to a commit instead of a branch. So the branch is main, but the commit is C1. All right, got that. And now its head is C1. To complete this level, let's detach head from bug fix and attach it to commit instead. Specify this commit by its hash. The hash for each commit is displayed on the circle that represents the commit. Okay, so let's try that. So, so I think this is where we are having some trouble last time. So, what do they want us to do? So Sock says, I think it's showing how head follows, not the head follows. Head follows, not the head, is instantiated differently across C1 and C2. Yeah, I think that's what it's showing. I think I was just I was reading the C1, C2 as branches, but they're actually commits, and main is the branch that it's moving across, right? So now let's go to instructions again. Detach head from bug fix and attach it to the commit instead. Okay, so detach head from the bug fix branch and attach it to the commit instead. So that would mean that we are doing, let's try that again. Oops. Where's my mouse not working? Oh, where's my mouse? I don't know why my mouse isn't working. Let's go over here. Is my mouse working over here? Yep, mouse is working over there. It's not working in the browser. All right, what's going on here? All right, let's refresh this page. I don't know what's going on here. And we start here, 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 here. My mouse isn't working. All right, cool. Okay, cool. So, okay, there we go. So we're doing so git checkout C4. That it? Okay, so we detached head from bug fix. So now I wonder then, if you do git checkout main, then that means main would have its head, then you do git checkout bug fix, and bug fix would have its head, right? All right, cool. So you solve the in one command. Awesome. You match. Okay, so cool. Let's continue. So I think, okay, that's making a little bit more sense because sometimes, right? And here's the thing, like a lot of times we try to rush through these courses and stuff like that, and we severely miss stuff. And now we're trying to explain it in an interview or trying to use it, and we look like fools, right? Go back towards these like if you don't understand something, do it the first time, and then go back and try it again until it makes more sense, like we're doing it today, right? I have no problem doing what we did last Friday over again until I can get a better understanding, and now I can explain it even better. And Sock says, got to pry to the demo gods. All right. So moving around and by specifying commit hashes can get a bit tedious. In the real world, you won't have a nice commit tree visualization next to your terminal, so you'll have to use git log to see hashes. Furthermore, hashes are usually a lot longer in the real Git world as well. For instance, a hash of the commit that introduced the previous level is this long thing. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. The upside is that Git is smart about hashes. It only requires you to specify enough characters of the hash until it uniquely identifies the commit. So you can type FED instead of the long string. All right. So we go here. Like I said, specifying commits by their hash isn't the most convenient thing ever, which is why Git has relative references. They are awesome. With relative references, you can start somewhere memorable like the branch bug fix or head and work from there. Relative commits are powerful, but we will introduce two simple ones here. Moving upwards one commit at a time with the arrow up, moving upwards a number of times with the tilde and the number. So let's look at the caret operator first. Each time you append that to a reference name, you are telling Git to find the parent of that specified commit. So saying main and caret is equivalent to the first parent of main. Main caret is the grandparent, second generation ancestor of main. So git caret should take you to C1 and caret should take you to C0. Let's check out the commit above. So you go here and it moves head to C1. And you can also use head as a relative reference. Let's use that a couple of times to move upwards in the commit tree. So git checkout C3. You're checking out the C3 commit. Git checkout head with a caret should take you to C2. And then git checkout head again should take you to C1, and git checkout head again should take you to C0. That's what I believe will happen, but let's see. Okay, so all right. So we can travel backwards in time with head caret. So you do a checkout of this one, and you're gonna get like whatever is the current one, and then you do the previous commit if you need to go back and to see what's been going on in the background, right? So or previously. So to complete this level, check out the parent commit of bug fix. This will detach head. You can specify the hash if you want, but try using relative reference instead, right? So if we do, so they want us to get to here. Let me look at the instructions one more time. It's very important to always go back to the instructions to make sure what you're supposed to do, right? Check out the parent commit of bug fix. This will detach head. Okay, so just the parent commit of bug fix. So we're just going to do the parent commit of bug fix. Check out the parent commit of bug fix. So if we do, let's try this. Git checkout bug fix with a caret. I think we should be able to do that, right? Let's see. There we go. There we go. So I think the next one is where we got our a tongue twister on, right? So you solved level 1. All right, so let's move on to this. And even if we run out of time, we'll spend a few extra minutes to try to get this one through. So level 3 ramp up. The tilde operator, say you want to move a lot of levels in the commit tree, it might be tedious to type caret a million times. So Git also has the tilde operator. The utility operator optionally takes a trailing number that specifies the number of parents you would like to ascend. Let's see this in action. And all right, so let's specify a number of commits. So get checkout head 4, right? So you would want to say, so this would be get checkout head would be this, and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should take us to C0, right? To commit 0, right? So let's see if that happens. Yes, it just, boom, right there. Relative, okay, cool. So branch forcing, you're an expert on relative references now, so let's actually use them for something. One of the most common ways I use relative references to move branches around, you can directly reassign a branch to a commit with the -f option, something like get branch -f, and then the main branch to the head of the main branch 3 levels up, right? So that's saying, so all right, let's slowly. All right, so we are out of time, but let's take it's Friday, we have the day off. Let's take let's take a little bit more time to go through this because this is very important, right? This is very, very important because, to be honest with you, every single thing that we do on this channel is very important. From the Q&As, from our chats with Socks, our chats with Don, Andrew came on last time. Getting that insider insight from a multitude of industries, right? To our software explorations, to our challenges in the morning. It's all very important, but Git is going to be one of the most important things because you're going to use that every day, whether you are a software engineer, whether you're a identity and access management engineer, a DevOps engineer, a site reliability engineer, whether you are a QA engineer, a web developer, whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to be using Git. So that's why I'm emphasizing on this. And because we have a little bit extra time today, let's go ahead and let's finish this challenge up. And then we will, call it a day. And then I'll see you live on Sunday for Terraform stuff, right? But let's get this off the screen for now, at least. So actually, no, I'm going to go and put it for another 10 minutes, right? Let's go for another 10 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. So we are... All right, let's see. So something like get branch, so moves by force the branch to 3 parents behind head. All right, I wish I had the tree to show, right? But let's say, so if we have C4, right, which is where the main branch is, the main commit of main, or the current commit that main is on, the latest one, and we say get branch force the main branch to move 3 parents behind head. So it would be 1, so 3, 2, 1. So it should move it to C1. So it should force the main branch to now be the commit of C1, right? So that's what I'm getting out of this, right? In a real Git environment, git branch -f command is not allowed for your current branch. What does that mean? So does that mean the branch you're working on, you can't do it? I don't know. Maybe we'll get some more information. I doubt that many people will be using this type of stuff. I don't know how often people go back branches. I've done it to reset some stuff for 1 level, but never that far back from what I remember. But we'll see. So let's see this in action, right? So we are currently on the. Looks like we have checked out the bug fix. Oh, okay. So that means so let's go back right here real quick, right? In a real Git environment, the git branch command is not allowed on your current branch, right? So if we are currently on bug fix, right? We wouldn't be able to use that for the bug fix branch, but we would be able to use that for the main branch is what I'm understanding, right? I could be wrong, but that's what I'm understanding. So let's see, get branch dash F main head 3. So this should take you back to C1, right? So you're saying force the main branch to go back to this one, right? And the branch that we're currently working on, right? It's going to stay where it is because it's not, that command is not allowed on the current working branch, right? That's what I understand for your current branch. Okay, so, and this is our current branch, right? But we're not working on main, so this is allowed for the main branch to go back to head 3, right? There we go. Relative reference gave us a concise way to refer to C1, and branch forcing gave us a way to quickly move a branch to that location. All right, so this is where we got tied up last time, right? Now that you've seen relative references and branch forcing in combination, let's use them to solve the next level. To complete this level, move head, main, and bug fix to their goal destinations. All right, moment of truth. All right, so we want bug fix to, so head is here. We want head to be C1, right? We want bug fix to be C0. We want main to be C6. All right. So let's see how we're going to do this. All right. So let's try with bug fix first, right? We're probably gonna have to do this challenge again. Like because I'm anyways, let's go. So get check out bug fix and dash F. What was that command again? Dash F. Let's have this over here so we can see exactly what that command was. Because I have trouble remembering these commands. So let's see. So all right, so get branch dash F main head 3. So we should do get branch dash F main head 2. Again. So the F comes before the name of the branch. And this should be head 2. So if it's taking it from the head, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens, right? The option for F, oh, it's get branch, that's why. Let's see if that works. So that works. We got that one done, right? And now we want we can get head over there. Get check out head. Go up 1. And now the main one is going to be a bit tricky. Get for main Main is on C4. Let's see if we do, I don't know. Let's see if we do get check out C6. Dang. Mm, get branch F, and then would say head. Oh, main head. Ha. And then if we do get check out head 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got it, but it's not very clean. We should have did it in 3, right? So I want to do it again, right? I want because so last time it took us like 11 commands, right? We're down to 5 now, so it's just about strategy, right? So we got it, but let's see if we can. Let me see. Reset. Is there a reset command? All right. So we want. So this one is not hard to get. So they want it in 3 commands, right? The most challenging part is getting this one over here. What is... Let me try this command actually. Get branch dash F main C6. Does that work? Oh, look at that. I didn't realize I could do that. So now we're going to say get checkout, or no, get branch F bug fix and head. And we're going to go up 2 levels, 1, 2. And now we're going to do get checkout head up 1 level.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Well, is that right? Are we correct? Bug fix head main. There we go. We have got it. But I want my nice little thingy. So let's say in levels, let's go to here. And I want to do that one again, right? Time is up, but because we got it, and I want my little pop-up, right? I want my little pop-up. Let's do it again. One more time for good measures. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to get our main branch to C6. So get branch dash F main to C6, right? So that should force the main branch to go to C6, right? Then we want to say get branch F for bug fix head, or we'll do 2, right? 1, 2, using the relative tilde reference to do super morph. And then we want to do get checkout head, and then that's just going to go up by 1, and that should take us to C1, and we will have our it took 3 commands. We did it in 3 commands. All right. So what's left? Reversing get changes. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I don't know how much this is. Let's just read it and we'll see. Well, let's read it because if we can get through this, we'll be done with this section, and the next we can pick up on the next section. Right. So let's take a quick look. Right. There are many ways to reverse changes in Git, and just like committing, reversing changes in Git has both a low-level component, staging individual files or chunks, and a high-level component, how the changes are actually reversed. Our application will focus on the latter. There are two primary ways to undo changes in Git. One is using Git reset and the other is using Git revert. We will look at each of these in the next dialogue. So Git reset reverses, let's throw on another 5 minutes, right? Git reset reverses changes by moving a branch reference backwards in time to an older commit. In the sense you can think of it as a rewriting history, Git reset will move a branch backwards as if the commit had never been made in the first place. So I guess you can do Git reset to a previous commit, and so that can never happen. So if you do Git reset, so if you're here, if you're on C2 and you do Git reset to C1 or head, right, then it will revert it like whatever you did in C2 never happened. All right. Sometimes you commit stuff because you're trying things out, and it doesn't necessarily like it's a disaster, right? So let's say when we were trying to do the rock paper scissors update, and I totally messed things up. I could just do a git reset to the previous commit, and then we'd be good to go, right? So you can always go back. That's one of the cool things about Git is that you can always go back. All right. So now Git revert. While resetting works great for local branches on your own machine, its method of rewriting history doesn't work for remote branches that others are using. In order to reverse changes and share those reverse changes with others, we need to use the git revert. Let's see that in action. So git revert head should take you revert to C1. Oh, I was not expecting that to happen. So in order to reverse the changes, okay, so weird. A new commit plopped down below the commit we wanted to reverse. That's because this new commit C2 with the the single quote introduced changes. It just happened to introduce changes that exactly reverse the commit of C2. With reverting, you can push out your changes to share with others. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense because when let's say you made changes in like you did a commit, right? And you deployed it and things went haywire and it wasn't good. So now you need to revert your changes as opposed to reset. When you do the revert, it creates a new pull request, right? It creates a new pull request, and then you need to and now you need to merge in that new pull request into main and deploy that new pull request, which is which is the actual C1, but is doing it as a new branch. Okay, makes sense. Okay, oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Stuff that I do, but like it's really putting it into context for me. So that's pretty cool. To complete this level, reverse the most recent commit on both your local and pushed. You will revert 2 commits total, 1 per branch. Keep in mind that pushed is a remote branch and local is a local branch. That should help you choose your methods. So we need to do push needs to be C2 and C3 needs to be C1. So we're gonna do git reset C3. I don't remember the commands exactly. I read them, but I don't remember them. That's why I like to actually use them because if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So we have our main and local on the same spot, and now we need to do a git revert C2 to, I don't know if you do a git revert I guess I should use pushed, or should I use the commit name? I use pushed. Let's see if that works. Pushed to um let's say to I don't know. Can I do that? I don't know. Let's see. That didn't work as I wanted it to work. Let's say reset. So we want. So let's do get. I had used reset on. Okay, so let's do get reset, or let's do get reset C3 to 1, or just 2. Rather use that because it's less characters, right? So we have that. So let's say we do get revert C2 to 1, right? And that should, no, dang it. Maybe I have to check it out. And then, all right, so we'll do that, right? So let's reset one more time. So we do get reset C3 to 1 up, right? And then we're going to do get checkout pushed. Now we're on that branch, and we're going to do get revert C2 up 1. Let's see what happens with that. No. All right, so see, we're learning. We are just learning, right? So let's do it one more time. Now we get closer and closer and closer. So we do get reset C3 up 1. I wonder if I could just do local. I might have to reset one more time, but let's say local to up 1. And then we do get revert pushed. Try that one. Nope. Because okay, so I have to check it out. All right, so one more time. Last time. Get reset local up 1, right? And then get checkout pushed. Now get revert pushed. Awesome. There we go. Oh, we did it in three commands. So we had to. All right, got it. So just understanding all of this stuff takes some time, but we're good, right? So we had to do a reset on local and go up 1 branch. And then all we had to do was revert. We didn't have to do any relative references. So we just did a get revert push, and then it made another because if we did the relative reference, it would have taken C1 and do the reversion on that. So that means if we wanted to go back a bunch of commits, then we could do the relative reference, and then so that's why I did C1 when we did the caret, right? But just doing revert to push is just going to change it, revert it back to commit 2 before we pushed anything. All right. So that is it for today. Next week, we will pick up. Next Friday, we'll be picking up on the cherry picking. Right. Not the best practice of what I've heard, but it is what it is. Let's go back to our full screen. And we are going to wrap this up for today. We went for a lot longer than expected, about an hour and a half, right? But, actually, we kind of was expected because we wanted to finish up with the Chaos Camp update to add the health check. So we will be, I will be reaching out to Don to say, hey, how can I do this? And then we did our GitHub. So that's that. So I am about to get out of here. Take a look at the bug bite coming out at noon. It's going to be about a Samsung data breach that lasted between 2019 to 2020, but it was just discovered this year. All right. So, and then we're going to be going live on Sunday for Terraform. We're going to keep our way trekking through that swamp of Terraform, learning, getting better, doing more. Yeah, so that's about it. Check out the Chaos Camp challenges. Check out my good friend Socks over on his channel at Free Range Socks. Check out what he's doing. It is so much good information coming out. We will be doing our monthly cybersecurity Q&A next month. So get your questions in. If you post questions on the previous Q&A, I will make sure I gather those and get those answered for you, or you can ask live on the show. So I'll be getting that date out to you shortly after I talk to Socks to see what's the best date, and we'll go from there. All right. So with that being said, I am about to take off. I appreciate everyone who tuned in, who enjoyed learning this amazing content. Talking about the best deal on the net. Your best Black Friday money spent was spending your time here learning about Docker and GitHub and learning Git branching and all that type of stuff, right? Now that is a Black Friday sale for you. But on that note, friends, family, Q engineers, cybersecurity engineers, IAM engineers, site reliability engineers, web developers, all that good stuff, right? I am Tech Coach Ralph. Thank you for tuning in. I just have one more question for you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I know you're entertained. I know you are having tons and tons of fun. But on that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph signing off for the morning.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.